Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1. Point your chin forward, then retract it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise, interlock those fingers. Use your hips and waist to turn to peek at your opposite far foot or heel. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left foot. Good Tai Chi posture. Kick your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3. Shift your weight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so just, I didn't know how to break into our routine, but I just want you to all realize that when we do our exercises, you're going to have to push up your standard. You're going to have good Tai Chi posture to start. You don't use your good posture only for Tai Chi. You use it all the time. So one in particular, maybe, I don't know if it was airplane. You know, you don't want to keep your head down and at the same time work your waist, or I don't know what, what the purpose of the exercise is. It was airplane is a waist exercise, right? You want to make sure that that waist bends and the hips bend, and you want to be able to use in all exercises the fullness of your body, whatever it can take to make that exercise work for you. When you come down to touch your toe, come up the same way. Arch your back slightly, come back. I mean, those are just a couple of examples. But my thing is that this is a really depictive one. Why would you hang your head down to do this? You know, it's sort of defeating or not enhancing the movement and the muscles that we want to address, because we're not erect, we're not standing right, and we want to focus on these guys. But if you're hanging here, it's almost as if it's counterintuitive or whatever. It's taking away from the advantages that we have in good posture. Okay, so you get the point. Yep. And when so we know some things already about our body. We know that the center of gravity is 2 inches below our navel. And we all have that center, but we can't pinpoint it, but we can surely concentrate in our mind that that's the center of gravity. We also learned about posting. So if you're posting down, that means gravity is taking care, we're safe. We're posted, we're weighted down. And so when we kick our foot, we have the center of gravity, we have the posting, we have the insubstantial weightless foot, therefore we can kick. And we know that our head has to be at least erect, looking straight out, but slightly tipped. So even for myself, I was looking down like this, but I should have had my chin at least a little bit above what I was doing and my vision out. Okay, posting down, shifting of weight.
We always talk about this thing called the dantian. Well, as a doctor, I know there's no anatomical structure called the dantian. This is an experiential, that I've read one of these terms which describes it. It's an experiential thing where you have to find your dantian, and you spend a good portion of your Tai Chi learning where your dantian is and then focusing on it throughout your exercise. It's something you have to learn for your own. Nobody's going to tell you exactly where it is or can even cut it out and show you, okay?
So enough coaching, but I think that you have received the point, okay? So everything that we do in Tai Chi, including the warm-ups, centers on how best to get your body in the optimal prime position to do our movement, okay? So remember that. All right. Onward to cross-training. So what do we mean by cross-training? We say that we're going to take a few exercises from another Chinese discipline called Luktunken, which literally means 6 circulation boxing, okay? And in it there is a boxing move, but not this kind of boxing, okay? And it addresses the circulation, addresses posture, and 6 points, head, limbs, and legs, and perhaps chest. I'm not sure what the 6th one is, okay? Maybe breathing, circulation. So we're going to do our cross training, first starting with circling with our wrists, okay? Arms extended, fingers widespread, going forward. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Palms are up, going backwards. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Good. Okay, riding the bicycle backwards. Big pile of sand in front of you. You're going to kick it up. Standing on your left foot, post down. Use your hands at your waist for better balance. You're on the toe of the right foot. You're going to see that pile of sand and you want to kick it up, okay? Here we go. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Standing on your right, that's your substantial, that's your posted foot, obeying gravity. Left foot is the weightless foot. We're going to kick up the sand. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Pedal forward. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Good. Drawing circles with our foot, okay? And we can say, yes, we're improving our balance with these exercises, but we're also looking at the total movement, not just doing this stuff, okay? Total movement, which is exactly what I was trying to get you to understand is what Tai Chi is all about. Here we go. Circling with our right. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Reverse. Counterclockwise. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Stand on your right, circle with your left. Yube. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Reverse. Yat, ni, sam, se, look, chut, bat, go, sup. Good. Okay, so just some safety measures. So when we do the circling and when we do the kicking up of the sand, we're looking for balance again. So when we circle, the stipulation is no more than 2 inches above the ground. So you're going to have to, you can find that safety net, so to speak, because you can feel the ground if you feel a little wobbly, okay? And if the pace is, I've always said, if the pace is too fast, especially for repetitive drills, just back off and just do what you can do. You don't have to do exactly 10 all the time, okay? Rather than risk the chance of falling. In the bicycle now, some of you say, oh, that's kind of fun and that's kind of easy. Well, then don't forget now, when you kick the sand, you want to bring up that foot and then bring it back down. Okay? And then going forward, you want to pedal, push down on that pedal. You know, all these little things. And gradually, as you get used to it and get more experience, you can refine the movement, and that's great, okay? Any questions on this now? Okay, all right. Really warmed up now, so we're getting into our golden cockerel, okay? So, feet apart, and we know that we're going to create spirals a little higher. We're going to create spirals in both hands. We know that the hand that comes forward is going to center our body as we swivel on our axle, and our foot that comes up is going to come up at the same time that our hand in the forward hand position comes up. And we're using good Tai Chi posture, and you already understand what I said, so you can now do a golden cockerel. Last set. Okay, kicking out now, okay? So if you're faltering, yeah, you have safety coping mechanisms, hopefully, but I would say review or reevaluate what you're doing to cause maybe the consistent faltering of, you know, trying to keep your weight, keep your balance. And that's part of the self-study, that self-discovery that you learn in Tai Chi. You figure things out just by being in touch and in tune to what your body allows you to do, the good points and the weak points about your body, and then you take it upon yourself to fill in, how can I get better on those weak points? And you'd surely know that one hand spirals forward, but the other hand that counterbalances pushes down as the other leg and arm comes up to give you that stableness, okay? But if you find yourself consistently faltering, then, you know, don't let that happen. Study your body, study what's going on, okay? And maybe it's a mere fact that you're not grounded fully, okay? And maybe because you're looking down, et cetera, okay? All right, Ken's always pointing to me because we really feel, he more so than I do, feel that the center of gravity is very, very important, okay? If you don't know where that is, your body's gonna take you all over the place where you don't wanna go, okay? All right, warming up for Tai Chi ball. Show me how you hold your Tai Chi ball without any instructions. Any way, right or left. All right, so what are the parameters? The top hand is chest level. The bottom hand is 2 inches below your navel. You bring the ball in, not this way, but in. Are your shoulders what? Show me, exaggerate. Shoulders are dropped, right? Not up, dropped. So we're in Tai Chi for relaxation, not tension. Davey, a little bit more in. A little bit more in. Bring the arms, the elbows in a little bit more. Okay. A little bit more, Debbie, this way. Okay, put your hands down. All right. The ball is round, and you usually want to hold it like this because you want to make sure your ball is really round and you're doing a great job. But the ball in Tai Chi is like this. It's like this. It's like this. It's a little squished, and you're caressing that or holding that ball a little bit firmer, although not tense. So therefore, the wrist cannot droop down or droop up. They have to come around and hold that. So all this portion of your arm is being touched by that ball. okay? Now, put your hands down. Remember Tai Chi posture. We cannot do it so that this side is coming up because we want to make sure that teacher's saying, you know, we're following the teacher so literally that we're not in an error. See, so it's centered because the ball is going to help you balance. It's consolidating your energy. But if the ball is held this way, it's making you go not in the middle where your center of gravity is. So it's right in here. Don't worry about making the ball round with your hands like this. Just relax them and come in, okay? All right. So watch the video, watch what my ball looks like, compare it to other people's ball, and find your ball, okay? It's a little, everybody can improve. All right, we got a lot to tell you this morning.
But the original purpose of the ball probably is to get into a martial arts centered position and also more utilitarian. For example, if you are stuck up in this up position, elbow is up, and a block comes, you're already fully extended. You cannot do too much. Versus you're here, you're more centered. That's just some of the practical reasons. But for us, we're just trying to center it. Okay? We're trying to center it. All important here, you're bringing all your energy here. And also for us, not for protection, but to be able to use our joints or exercise our joints to the maximum, you get it in a little bit more central position. So you could go down, you can go up, you can go this way, you can go this way. If you're too much one way, too much down, you're not going to move in as many directions easily as you could.
Okay, so good. So another way of putting it is that in Tai Chi, we want our energy to flow without any, I want to say clogging or stopping of that energy. So once we lock our knees, once we lock our shoulders, the energy is not flowing. Okay, so we're countering what our goal in Tai Chi is. All right, show me a T stance. What do we know about a T stance? We're posted down on the right. We have a substantial foot. We know we're safe because the left foot is now an insubstantial. It can move. Only the insubstantial weightless foot can move. If this is a T, the next pattern in feet position is an L. Show me an L with your hand. It goes out and to the side. Where? Out and to the side. Out and to the side on your heel. Out and to the side on your heel. Here we go. Hands at your waist. T stance. Out and to the side with your heel. L stance. The energy remains in the back or right foot. It's planted there. We need to turn our hips and waist, allow that energy to flow, flatten out the front foot, 45-degree the back foot. You are now in a bow stance because the front foot is a bow and the back foot is an arrow, but flexed, a little flexed. And not meaning bending, but it's the energy can flow, not locked in, okay? This then allows us, and our knee is not beyond our toe. Shoot the knee beyond your toe. Whoa, that's too risky because we're not in Tai Chi posture. Bring it back and line it up. Now you're in Tai Chi posture, okay? The next movement after a bow stance is to sit back and sit down in an imaginary stool. Therefore, the back or right foot is flexed because now it has gained more weight and better gravity, okay? The left foot now is an insubstantial, it's on its heel. That's the only foot that can move. We want the foot to turn as far as it can, so it's either on the tile of a floor or parallel to that line. It's rooted down, it never comes up for any air, and we're on another T stance, going in the opposite way. We're rooted down, therefore our right foot on its toe can come out and to the side. Out and to the side on our heel. Energy remains on the left. We allow it to grow into our system. Turn and flatten, bow stance. So that was a lot of fastness about it. When we turn, we use our hips and waist. We do not use our hands. The hands only help the hips and waist. Let's do it again. Sit back, sit down on an imaginary stool. You saw that you're not only on your heel, but your back leg is flexed. That's the substantial. Turn the insubstantial all the way around to face this bulletin board wall. Root down or give it weight. Bring that insubstantial to a T stance, capital T. Out and to the side on our heel. Turn the hips and waist. Drop that foot down in the front. Adjust the back foot to a 45. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that imaginary stool. Pivot all the way around. Root down. T stance. L stance. Turn the hips and waist. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot all the way around. Root down. T stance. L stance. Move that energy all the way through the shoulders and then drop down. Adjust the back foot, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. No words, you think through what you're supposed to do in the same rhythm that I was giving out. That's it. All right? Any questions on that? That's a really big review because we know that we need to put our hands together, okay? So just as a summary, this is our T. My shoulders are down, good Tai Chi posture. I'm centered. I have a T stance. I want to get out into an L, out into the side. I want the energy to come from my flat of my foot. Everybody's watching. Through my leg, through my knee, through my thigh, through my hips, through my waist, through my upper body, chest, shoulder, and down to my forward foot. My knee is in line with my toe. I have a bow and I have an arrow. The arrow is not locked in, neither is it dipped down to allow the shift of my posture, which is totally incorrect with the knee beyond the toe. So I want to make sure that's brought up. And you notice that I'm as centered as I possibly can. There is a tendency that when you take your bow stance, you want to allow that energy to help you to fall. Maybe that's an extreme. Maybe it's something more real like this. If you can see, the head is heavy and I am not in an erect position. Therefore, that is incorrect. So you're going to have to bring it up and test yourself. You all have a pointing finger. You know that this is your spine. This is how you're supposed to be. When you sit back and you sit down, there is that imaginary stool for you to plop down. Sit down. Alleviating the weight to make that turn on a line or parallel to the line as much as possible. Shifting our weight and rooting down, rather not shifting, rooting down to allow an insubstantial. T stance out and to the side. Energy is here. Turn the hips and waist. Move that energy, flatten down, almost the same time that you can adjust your back foot. Although you see the foot flat, there are still muscles that help to finish off the 100% or 50% flat, 50% sorta, okay, give and take. All right. These instructions and demonstrations are almost too exact. but we have to learn it exactly to apply it to a dance. When we're in dance motion and in rhythm, we can allow for a little less strictness, but mainly this is the crux of good feet alignment, okay? When we add hand and ball motions to it, if we don't know our feet alignment correctly, we're going to get it jammed up because we're concentrating on yet two different things now, feet and then hands. So lay the groundwork firmly for the feet. I will give you that experience to understand what I'm trying to say by putting a ball to it now, okay? We're going to hold our ball. I'm going to hold it this way so that you can follow me better. We're thinking about how our shoulders drop and how our energy is posted on our back or right foot. We know that we have looked at how to hold a ball. You do not see my elbows here, but they are hidden because I'm centering it. T stance, not too much instructions, okay? L stance, move the ball, move the energy, bottom hand advances to part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot. T stance as you hold your ball for better balance. Out and to the side, L, move that ball. Split the hand so that the bottom hand advances as you do a bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that imaginary stool. Pivot. Weight down or root down on that foot. T stance, hold the ball for balance and centering. Next comes an L. Move the energy as you split your hands and the bottom hand advances. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, hold your ball for better balance because you're on one foot, out and to the side, L stance, split the hands, adjust the back foot, bow stance, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center with a T and a ball, and pause. Now you ask yourself, do you still maintain Tai Chi posture? Are your shoulders dropped? Are you relaxed, okay? All right, so this is what we did, okay? So you're gonna watch because you want to make sure that what I called out and what you try to do perhaps matches a little or a lot of what you see. So here's my ball, here's my T stance. I come out and to the side, I move my ball, my energy travels to the tips of my finger, bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that imaginary stool, root down, create a T, out and to the side, move that ball, bottom hand advances as we part the wild horse's mane. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that imaginary stool, pivot, creating a rooted or substantial foot, centering with a ball, helping me to hold my balance. I want to step out on an L, move the ball, split the hands, bottom hand advances, bow stance. What you have learned now is that the bottom hand, when you hold the ball, is the advancing hand. That means it's the hand that moves either upward or forward. It moves while forward or to the above you, which is not in this case, but the other hand counterbalance you, as if you could draw a diagonal from the tips of the two fingers, two hands, the fingers of the two hands, rather than something like this. It comes out and you can draw that diagonal, okay? But you don't want to draw it this way. You don't want the hand to come this way, you want it to counterbalance you. Okay, watch again. And it's a lot of good watching, but you're going to try to remember what you hear and what you see to apply to your movements. Okay? Let's see that happen now, okay? In maybe 2 sets. Holding your ball on a T stance, root down, dropping those shoulders, but yet the spine is still straight. T stance, out and to the side, bottom hand advances, bow stance. Sit back on that imaginary stool, pivot on that insubstantial to make it substantial. T stance, bring that ball closer to the center. Out and L, move that ball. Bottom hand advances to split as if you're going up the horse's mane. And then you say, do I have that imaginary point to point on my 2 hands? I'm in a bow stance. I sit back and I sit down and I lower myself to gather that energy, store that energy, pivot, center, out on an L, move that ball, move the energy to help you with parting of the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with the ball on a T, out and to the side, move that ball, bottom hand advances as if it were going up the horse's mane. And ask yourself, is your knee not beyond your toe? Is that pointing finger, if you could imagine it, is your spine straight up? Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball. Okay, everybody did well, okay? It's not easy, but you may look around the classroom or even look at me and say, how come what I do doesn't match up? Yeah, but you're not supposed to do that. But you are in a way, but you are just taking care of yourself. You individually have laid your own platform in which to build up. You don't want to take someone else's posture and give it to yourself because you don't have that same mentality or physique. You want to start with yourself. You're unique, right? So don't worry. If you listened as carefully as you can, did the best you can, that's a thumbs up, okay? All right. What we want to do is make sure that what I communicate and what I do helps you in many ways, okay? To make the point of how we want to build to that standard, I'm going to wreck that standard in what I do, and so you can identify with something you don't want to do, okay? You understand what I'm trying to say, okay? So, wrong, 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 wrong. Why? The ball should be in, I should move the ball, and when I part the wild horse's mane, it's in the center of me. Why would I want to start nicely, but then give up my posture, right? I'm twisted this way when the horse's mane is right, the horse stands right in front of me and I want to just part it here. I'm centered, okay? Those are extremes. Now, an easy one to follow is correct, correct, incorrect. Where's that finger? The finger's here, but I'm tilted there. I will fall, okay? So things like that. And you say, you know, I know someone who's like that, but it's not me. But that's a wrong thinking. You should say, it might be me that she is talking about. Let's re-examine and let's look at myself a little bit more carefully, okay? All right. We said that we would learn a new movement called brush knee, but I just had this feeling that I didn't give you enough support. So therefore, I took an easier movement, which is parting of the wild horse's mane, which comes after the harder one, which I just did for you. But I want to give you sequence because I know that we always learn A through Z, 1 to 100, because that's how we are trained. But in Tai Chi, it doesn't really matter, because eventually you will get all those components and elements to apply in whatever number you're on, okay? But for now, we'll close with the sequence, and we'll see how that goes, all right? Okay, I'm going to turn this way so that you can follow, and we can review. We're in good Tai Chi posture. The first movement is called commencing form. We're here at 50-50, meaning each of our legs or feet are evenly distributed. We slowly shift 60, 70, and 80 onto our right by alleviating the weight of our left till we get to 100% rooted down. We can then open and come down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50-50 again. In the meantime, our hands start to rotate and skim and touch to the center of our thigh. We elevate both hands, I should say core, as if we're drawing up water. At shoulder level, we're going to reverse. We're going to push down the water because it's very, very tough to do. We're going to have to use our core and flex our knee. The left hand stays in the center. The right hand starts to build higher. We open both palms to the ceiling as we watch that back hand. We bring that back hand closer to our ear. As we turn our head and neck, we meet both hands in the center. We repulse the monkey by sliding the top hand forward and the bottom hand backwards to skim our hips or touch our hips. We take care of the other side by now the other hand up higher as we glance. We open the palms to the ceiling, especially the center hand. We watch the back hand coming closer to our ear. We turn our head and neck. We meet both hands in the center. We slide forward and we slide back. We said that we would go through all of the 10. This is the lesson or the movement we would have done today. It is tough. T stands, parallel and higher. Okay, don't worry about it because I'm not going to give you much instructions for this, okay? Stance, bottom hand advances to go up the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. We're going to be floating clouds in the sky. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock, stem and cup. Pivot out to the 9 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Move your hips and waist to get to the 12. Move your hips and waist to get to the 3. Two things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Stem cup. We're getting out of cloud hands. At 3 o'clock, we flip the hands. We shift our weight to the left, spiral up, spiral down. And where did you hear that before? Golden cockerel. Do the other side, golden cockerel. Shift your weight so it's 50-50. We're going to gather energy and we're going to kick out with our right foot. And shift our weight, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up and kicking out. Then we're going to learn eventually how to ward off or push your opponent away. You're on a T stance, you're going to take an L stance, bottom hand advances, you're going to ward off your opponent by using your forearm. You're going to turn your hips and waist and reposition your hands as if you're now grasping the bird's tail, pulling him back, looking back, contacting again, turning the hips and waist, pushing out the energy, separating the hands, rolling back and sitting down on that stool, pushing up, then lunging forward. What we do on one side, we do on the other side, holding our ball in a T stance, L stance, move that ball, bottom hand advances to push that opponent away, since martial arts base for Tai Chi. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, bring down the bird's tail as you look back, contact, push out from the center, separate your hands and roll back and sit down. Come up and then lunge forward. We're almost going to close to a step, open step, in step. Then we're going to embrace the tiger by tucking our right hand inside the cross and bring him up close to us. But bring him one final time closer to our chest, pushing him away, separating our hands, dropping our shoulders, flexing our knees, letting gravity take care of everything. Wrap around, up on our heel, off the ground, toe down, closing form. We're in good Tai Chi posture. The first movement is called commencing form. We're here at 50-50, meaning each of our legs or feet are evenly distributed. We slowly shift 60, 70, and 80 onto our right by alleviating the weight of our left till we get to 100% rooted down. We can then open and come down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50-50 again. In the meantime, our hands start to rotate and skim and touch to the center of our thigh. We elevate both hands, I should say core, as if we're drawing up water. At shoulder level, we're going to reverse. We're going to push down the water because it's very, very tough to do. We're going to have to use our core and flex our knee. The left hand stays in the center. The right hand starts to build higher. We open both palms to the ceiling as we watch that back hand. We bring that back hand closer to our ear. As we turn our head and neck, we meet both hands in the center. We repulse the monkey by sliding the top hand forward and the bottom hand backwards to skim our hips or touch our hips. We take care of the other side by now the other hand up higher as we glance. We open the palms to the ceiling, especially the center hand. We watch the back hand coming closer to our ear. We turn our head and neck. We meet both hands to the center. We slide forward and we slide back. We said that we would go through all of the 10. This is the lesson or the movement we would have done today. It is tough. T stands, parallel and higher. Okay, don't worry about it because I'm not going to give you much instructions for this, okay? stance. Bottom hand advances to go up the wild horse's mane. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back hand. We're going to be floating clouds in the sky. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock, stem and cup. Pivot out to the 9 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Move your hips and waist to get to the 12. Move your hips and waist to get to the 3. Two things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 9 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, stem cup. 3 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Stem cup. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Stem cup. We're getting out of cloud hands. At 3 o'clock, we flip the hands. We shift our weight to the left, spiral up, spiral down. And where did you hear that before? Golden cockerel. Do the other side, golden cockerel. Shift your weight so it's 50-50. We're going to gather energy and we're going to kick out with our right foot. And shift our weight, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up and kicking out. Then we're going to learn eventually how to ward off or push your opponent away. You're on a T stance, you're going to take an L stance, bottom hand advances, you're going to ward off your opponent by using your forearm. You're going to turn your hips and waist and reposition your hands as if you're now grasping the bird's tail, pulling him back, looking back, contacting again, turning the hips and waist, pushing out the energy, separating the hands, rolling back and sitting down on that stool, pushing up, then lunging forward. What we do on one side, we do on the other side, holding our ball in a T stance, L stance, move that ball, bottom hand advances to push that opponent away, since martial arts base for Tai Chi. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, bring down the bird's tail as you look back, contact, push out from the center, separate your hands and roll back and sit down, come up and then lunge forward. We're almost going to close to a step, open step, in step, then we're going to embrace the tiger by tucking our right hand inside the cross and bring him up close to us, but bring him one final time closer to our chest, pushing him away, separating our hands, dropping our shoulders, flexing our knees, letting gravity take care of everything, wrap around, up on our heel, off the ground, toe down, closing form. Okay. So you're going to say, well, it wasn't that bad. It's, but there are some parts where I couldn't see her. I don't know what she's talking about. And yeah, that's good because this is only class number 4, right? And you know that we will spend a lot of time on everything and we'll repeat it till the point where you'll get it, okay? So let's be positive. Let's be optimistic. Let's enjoy our journey. Let's have fun. And don't create any more pressure that we need to, okay? There's always a way to teach a lesson. And I could take many diversions, but in the end, all those side points and forks in the road will finally bring us to our center, our location and our goal that we want. So there are many things that I taught you that hopefully stuck with you, but there are many things I hardly gave any attention to. I just verbalized it and did it and expected you to follow. Those are the places where I don't want you to feel inadequate. You're inadequate because teacher made you inadequate. Put the blame on me. Do not put it on yourself, okay? And we'll have fun in this whole session and more. Any questions or comments? Okay, very good. Good job. See you next time.